Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning program. Friends, today we are going to do the lesson that is one of your most favorite lesson. Now, why one of your most favorite lesson? Because since the day you have come into this world and you have seen all the things, and you get astonished by seeing all the things around you, the trees and everything like that. And that is what all this is comprised in one particular planet, which is the Earth. Now, Earth is one of the very smallest part of our complete entire solar system. The lesson which we are going to do today is this, that is stars and the solar system. This is the lesson which we are going to do today. That is the stars and the solar system. What is lesson number 17 of your textbook? Now, what is this star and how it is formed? What is the solar system? How it was formed? All these things are yet the queries. Some of the things are known to us, and there are some of the brief assumptions regarding the formation of solar system and how the formation of the star took place, and we have to assume all these assumptions. Yet there are many mysteries of the entire solar system, and we have to understand all these things. So, friends, one by one we will try to explore the entire universe. We'll do this lesson from the textbook, because along with the textbook we will gain the further knowledge also wherever needed. We are going to do it from the textbook because all the important points will get covered up, and whatever part is there that you have to memorize, that also will get cleared up. Very nice lesson, very easy lesson. The lesson that is carrying you can say less weightage but more importance in your life, because it is one of your favorite lessons, that is stars in the solar system. Many of you are might be knowing about the right now Mission Mangalan, or you might have seen the movie, and even recently about the satellite that was launched on the southern pole of the moon, and about its failure, and the heartbreaking moments that India faced. But then too, we are yet ready for the new adventure. So, very warm welcome to all of you in this special lectures, the lectures that you generally like to listen about, that is the star and the solar system. If we talk about star, then basically before talking about star, there is a very small introduction that is given to you. Let us go through that content first. Stars and the solar system. If we talk about this content, that is the universe, if you see at the sky, what will you see? You will see in the daytime sun, and at the night time you will see stars. Sometimes you are able to see the planets. You are generally seeing the moon, and rarely you see the comets and the meteorites. What is now the universe? If we talk about what is universe, that universe is the vast space that is including everything from a very small particle to a very giant big structure. All these things are coming in the content, that is universe. Universe में सब चीजें आ जाती है, complete ब्रह्मांड is included. So what is the universe? If we talk about its basic definition, then it is the vast space that is including everything from a very minute structure to a very big structure. All these things are coming under the category of universe. Friends, you don't have to mark right now. sorry, you don't have to note just now. Whatever points I'll make you mark, you have to read it once and you have to mark it in your textbook. So the very first important point over here is the definition of universe, which you have to memorize. Okay, quickly note it down. That is, mark it down and then we'll move further. Be quick, I'm giving you just 2 seconds time. And your time gets over. Now next, distance in the universe. What much is 1 light years? When we are going from here to like say from Bhavnagar to Ahmedabad, that you are calculating everything in the form of kilometers. If you want to draw a line of say 10 centimeter, you are not going to use the unit kilometers. For that you will use a small scale, that is centimeter. Then how much distance you have walked, then that is generally coming in the meters, that this many about meters you have done. So this is all about the complete entire unit system. If you are purchasing a cloth, you don't purchase it in kilometers, you purchase it in meters, 3 meters or 4 meters or maybe 10 meters. So all these things are what? They are how the distances are measured. But what if we want to measure a very large distance? That is the distance from Earth to Moon, distance from Earth to any other planet. For that we are using not the kilometers or meters or centimeters. We are using the concept of light year. So that is the bigger units. Let us understand what 1 light year is. Friends, one light year means the distance traveled by light in 1 year. Now you already know the basic definition of speed. When we were doing the sound lesson तब मैंने आपको कराया था that speed is what? It is distance traveled upon time taken. If I want the distance, then what will I do? I will multiply the speed and time. What is speed equal to? Speed is distance upon time. If I want the distance, then what will I do? I will multiply the speed with the time. So distance traveled by the light in 1 year is equal to the speed of the light multiplied by the time taken to complete that. If we talk about the speed of light, what is the speed of light? Speed of light is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Okay, now time. Time if we talk about, then it is what? 1 year span. So 1 year is having how many days? 365 days. Now in 1 day there are how many hours? 24 hours. In 24 hours, in 1 hour, how many seconds you are having? 60 seconds. Sorry, in 1 hour you are having how many minutes? 60 minutes. In 1 minute you are having how many seconds? 60 seconds. So in this way, if you multiply all these things, first of all 10 raised to 8 plus 1 9 plus 1 10. So how many zeros you are having? 10 raised to 10. And what is the remaining part? It is this, which is 3 into 365 into 24 into what is 6 6 are 36. If you multiply all these things, what do you get? You get this, that is 9.46 into 10 raised to 12 kilometers. Okay, this can come that how much is the distance traveled by the light in 1 year, derive it. So this is the way you have to derive. स्पीड क्या होती है? डिस्टेंस अपॉन टाइम. तो डिस्टेंस क्या होता है? स्पीड इनटू टाइम. व्हाट इज द स्पीड ऑफ द लाइट? इट इज 3 into 10⁸ मीटर पर सेकेंड. व्हाट इज द टाइम for complete entire year? The number of days is 365. Number of hours in one day is 24. Number of minutes in 1 hour is 60, and number of seconds in 1 minute is 60. So entirely if you will multiply, you will get the number of seconds in 1 year, which is 365 into 24 into 60 into 60. That multiplied by the speed will give you the distance traveled in light year, which is approximately equal to 9.46 into 10⁻12. Note down this because this is important derivation. Note down this, then we will move further on the next particular content. Quick. Be quick. So I hope you have noted down the content, this entire content. So this is about the complete fact on how is the distance calculated for the universe. It is this, that is 9.46 into 10⁻12 kilometer. And what is light? 1 light year. It is the commonly used unit for expressing the distance between the heavenly bodies. Then next, this much. If we talk about how much is the distance traveled, then if we talk about how much is the distance of sun or any other particular star or comet from the earth, then if it is sun, then it is 8.3 light minutes away, that is about 15 crore kilometer. Alpha Centauri, it is 4.3 light years away from us. If we talk about Sirius, then it is about 8.7 light years away from us. This is the units that you have to memorize. नेक्स्ट, नाइट स्काई. अगर आप रात के टाइम में अगर आप देखते हो, then what do you see? You will be able to see like some of the stars. Then during the daytime you are able to see the sun. Then night times you are able to see some of the comets, some of the meteors that are entering the earth at very high speed. You can easily visualize it burning. All these things are generally seen in the sky at the night time. Moving on the next particular topic, that is stars. Okay, बचपन से आपका तारों से बहुत नाता रहा है. That is twinkle twinkle little star, all that things. How the formation of the star takes place, first we will understand that. Basically, stars are of two types. Generally, the comparison is done on the basis of the size. साइज की अगर हम बात करें तो कुछ हमारे नोन में सबसे बेस्ट नोन हमारे पास तारा है वो है सन. सन इज अ स्टार. So the one which is very much familiar to us is sun. If we talk about the entire formation of a star, then the formation of the star basically starts from a giant cloud that is called as the nebula. Nebula is what? Then it is a giant cloud of gases. Very big cloud of gases. That is nebula. Now from this giant gases, there is a possibility of formation of star in two ways. ये बहुत बड़े cloud में से there are two possibilities how the star can be. In the very beginning, it will be having its main consequences in which it will try to be as it is like very smaller one. Here it will be bit smaller. Here it will be larger. This is its initial stage where it is called as a protostar or a main consequence. This won't be that bright. This is its initial stage where it will be having its main consequence. This is not in your textbook but we will do yet. ये basic thing है जो हमें मालूम होने चाहिए. Then what will happen? It will get converted into as in how with some million number of years. Once it is concentrating all the gases inside it, after it's this beginning stage of a protostar, it will get converted into a red sphere. If it is the smaller one, that is a star that is smaller one, this will get converted into a sphere. Sphere, this will become a red giant sphere. Okay, this is for those stars which are having the dimensions less than or equal to sun, and these are having the direction very much more than sun. Okay, this will become a red sphere. Well, what will this become? Red giant sphere. After that, what will happen? This red sphere it will end up its life as a white dwarf. It will then become cool, and after that, what will it wind up as? It will wind up as a white dwarf. Here there are two possibilities of getting ended up. From red giant, it can end up either as a neutron star or it may end up as a black hole. It may end up as a black hole or a neutron star. Once you will understand the complete formation, things will become very easy for you. अब होता क्या है, its beginning stage is this, the protostar. After that, if its size is less than or equal to the dimensions of the sun, then it will get converted into a red sphere and it will end up its life as a white dwarf. Now, the ending, that is when the stars are on the verge of dying, ત્યારે શું થાય? ત્યારે if at all it is releasing all its gases in the universe, એની પાસે once એની એનર્જી આખી પતી જાય પછી શું થાય? એનામાં જેટલા બી gases હોય એ બધા gases universeમાં ફેલાઈ જાય. એટલે whatever will be the gases it will be having, all that gases will go everywhere in the universe. Then that is, it will end up as a white dwarf. If it is a very big star, much more than that of the sun, it will get converted into a red giant sphere. Now, that is like how the sun is, but yet more bigger than the sun. How will it end up its life? It will end up its life either as a neutron star or as a black hole. Now, what is a neutron star or a black hole? Neutron star मतलब वो स्टार के जिसमें वो स्टार मरते वक्त बहुत जोर जोर से घूमने लगता है. When star will die and it will take its formation will take place. This is the entire complete unit system. वो constantly जोर जोर से चलने लगेगा very quickly, and what will happen, it will radiate all its energy in the form of pulses. That is called as pulsating star. जोर जोर से घूमेगा तब उसकी सारी एनर्जी है it will radiate in the form of pulses. That is, at sometimes very big light is seen, sometimes very small. That is what it is, a neutron star, and in this way it will wind up with its life. If the stars are very big, then what will happen? All the gases, entire hydrogen and helium will condense together. Then in that case, a thing will be generated that can engulf anything that is coming inside it. It will have super gravity power. इतना ज़्यादा उसमें अट्रैक्शन होता है कि कोई भी चीज़ उसके पास से निकले तो वो उसी के अंदर समा जाएगी. It is believed that a new universe is existing in the black holes. All these are beliefs. And this concept of black hole was given by Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking was observing the stars. Just imagine एक टोटली पैरालाइज्ड पर्सन, लेकिन उसका ब्रेन पावर इतना कि वो मतलब इस लेवल तक वो उसने बुक्स लिखी और इस लेवल तक उसने इतनी सारी जस्ट बाय हिज ऑब्जर्वेशन पावर उसका ब्रेन उसने इतना यूज किया. टोटली कंप्लीटली पैरालाइज्ड, yet he was observing the stars. अब जब उन्होंने स्टार्स को ऑब्जर्व किया तब उन्होंने ये देखा कि अचानक से एक स्टार है वो गुम हो गया. Next day, same thing happened. He saw a different star getting just from, it got vanished. He was observing that one star. And with this, he gave the entire concept of black hole, which is yet a mystery. Yes, black hole की काफ़ी सारी types हैं, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें हैं that is coming inside it, but yet no proper definitions and no proper output is given with respect to it. So this is the entire complete thing about the formation of the stars. Please have a look at it and take the screenshot of it and write the main points. After that, we'll move further on the content that is stars, which is given in your book. This is about the entire journey of stars. Go through this content, take the screenshot, write the main content, just directly write words, that will be enough. Quickly note it down, then we'll move further on the content which is given in your book. This is not given, but the terms are used. Neutron star is used, protostar is used, then black hole, white dwarf, ये सारे words use किए गए हैं, इसलिए हमें मालूम होना चाहिए कि कौन सा वाला word कहाँ fit होता है. Okay, so complete journey you may note it down, then we'll move further on the content which is given in your book. Let's move further on the content that is given in to us. What are stars? First of all, they are heavenly bodies which are very hot, and because of that high temperature they are able to emit the light, and that's why we are able to see them twinkling. During the daytime we cannot see stars, but at night time we can see the stars because of the sunlight. Some stars are very much bigger, even bigger than the sun, but because they are very far away from each other, they appear to be smaller. When seen from the earth, stars appear to move from east to west because earth's rotation is from west to east. Always you will find one star at its fixed position, and that is pole star, because it is lying on the imaginary axis of rotation of the earth. This can come and give reason that why is pole star at its fixed position, because they are like, you know, why is pole star generally considered as a fixed star, Dhruv Tara, because of the fact that it is lying on the imaginary axis of rotation. Stars are not permanent, they are formed of the gases, that is mainly hydrogen, and they will end up as a white dwarf or as a neutron star or even as a black hole. How is the classification of stars done? कि कैसी उसकी brightness है, what is its color, what is its temperature and what is its size. उसके basis पे हम लोग bifurcation करते हैं. Again, this is very important point. Next is the formation of the star. How it is taking place. First of all, a protostar is formed by contracting clouds of gases, means that nebulas. वो जब contract होते हैं तब hydrogen और helium बनता है, and that time the very first part, that is the protostar, is formed. फिर protostar में से star बनता है by the nuclear fusion reactions which are taking place inside the star. Okay, so important points which you have to note over here is about this, which is the pole star. Then this and this. Other things you already know regarding the stars. Okay, I assume that you already know about the fact that because sun is the nearest, we are not able to like see the other stars which are bigger than the sun because of their distance. It is not visible, and moreover why they are twinkling. All these facts are known to us. Mark down these points quick. From your textbook, mark down these points. So that is about the stars. Now comes constellations. What are constellations? When you observe from this earth, you see the different patterns that are getting formed, right? What are these patterns? These different patterns are generally called as constellations, and in the routine language, Indian language, we call it as nakshatras. Up till today, 88 constellations or nakshatras have been recognized and named. What is generally basic thing about a nakshatra? All the stars, they will stay together, and its shape will also always remain the same. It will move from east to west, again because the earth is rotating from west to east. And how are they named? They are named from the figure that they are resembling. So here, what is the constellation? Constellation is the group of stars. And what it is called as nakshatras. 88 constellations have been found. How will they rotate? From east to west, and based on the figure they resemble, their name is given. Note down these points, that is, tick these points. Then we'll move further on the types of constellations. One by one we will see the entire part. The very first one is Ursa Major, or the Great Bear. Whether it is a Great Bear or the one which is at the bottom, Little Bear, in both we are having 7 bright stars, and they are arranged in the form of a dipper. Now what is a dipper? It is a vessel like thing. एक बर्तन के जिसमें like पानी स्टोर किया जाता है. So there are 7 stars which are arranged in the form of a dipper, and its handle like 1, 2 and 3. This 3 will, what will they do? They will form the handle, and over here it is a big bowl like shape. So कि जिसमें पानी स्टोर करते हैं. So the name Big Dipper is derived from the word dipper, or utensil that is used to drink the water. Ursa Major, it is also called as Great Bear, or it is also called as Saptarishi. Saptarishi means 7 stars, and it is resembling a bear. When it is seen, this is also the fact which you have to memorize, कि वो अप्रैल में देखा जाता है in the northern hemisphere. पोल स्टार दैट इज कॉमनली एट इट्स फिक्स्ड पोजिशन और उसके एंड्स पे यू कैन सी द अर्थ मेजर सराउंडिंग इट. Okay, so this is about the Great Bear. Now coming to Little Bear, that is Lakhu Saptarishi, it's his Indian name. Again it is having 7 stars, and generally it is sometimes also called as pole star constellation. It can be clearly seen at the night in the months of June and July. पहला वाला था वो सप्तऋषि, दिस इज लघु सप्तऋषि. एट द एंड ऑफ इट्स टेल देयर इज पोल स्टार. ओके, देन कम्स ओरियन. इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज कालपुरुष और कलपुरुष, दैट इज हंटर. अगेन इसमें 7 ब्राइट स्टार्स हैं जो ऐसे अरेंज किए जाते हैं 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. ओके, दिस वे इट इज. The first one, second one, first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth and seventh. 7 bright stars. Like this way they are arranged. 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, while in the middle one there are 3. So in this way the complete hunter is formed. 3 middle stars, they will represent the belt. 4 bright stars to above and to below, they will describe the shoulder and legs of the hunter. It is visible in the late evenings during the winter timings. Okay, so let's completely tick them entire important part. Whichever is the main point, I will make you note. Only tick mark that. 7 bright stars in the form of the dipper. Then what is the meaning of the word dipper? And when it is seen. Mark this much quick. Quickly mark this much from your textbook. Then this next one, minor one, in that it is again containing 7 bright stars and its end it is having Dhruv Tara, and so it is called as pole star constellations. It is seen at 9 in the months of June and July. Note down this, quickly tick this part. Its Indian name Lakhu Saptarishi. Next part, which is the Orion or the hunter. What it is known as Kalpurush. Again it is having 7 bright stars. It resembles the arrangement of the hunter. 3 middle will represent belt. 4 bright stars describe the shoulder and the legs of the hunter, and when it is seen in the northern sky in the late evenings during winter. Note down, mark these points, very important ones. So I hope you have noted down the content. Now let's move further on the next part, which is the galaxy. What is the galaxy? Now you are seeing various different stars, planets, all these things. A huge cluster of stars that is separating one cluster to another, that is called as galaxy. Total, and there are about 100 billion galaxies in the universe. It may be spherical or elliptical, which you can see in the figure over here. Milky Way galaxies, that is our Akash Ganga, it is containing about 100 billion stars. It is which type of galaxy? It is spiral, and it is about 1 lakh light years. If we talk about it, then its top and front view, it is shown over here. And Milky Way, it appears as a band of stars that is faintly whitening the sky from north to south. Okay, remember that there are about 10 raised to 11 stars in one galaxy, and there are about 10 raised to 11 galaxies. Total there are about 10 raised to 11 galaxies हैं, और एक गैलेक्सी में 10 raised to 11 stars हैं. Imagine. So this is about the galaxy. What is the galaxy? Let us first note down that. This definition. And in the entire universe there are 100 billion galaxies. Coming to its shape, then they are either spherical or elliptical. Then comes the Milky Way galaxy, that is our galaxy. What it is called as? Akash Ganga. It is which type of galaxy? Spiral. And what is its complete entire total the distance? It is of about 1 lakh light years. Finish it. Finish marking it. Then we shall move further. Now let's move further on the next particular topic, which is moon. Moon के बारे में तो क्या बोलूँ? We have sent a satellite which didn't worked out. That was a bad luck. But some of the things which you already know about the moon, and some new theoretical things about the moon we'll discuss. It is the natural satellite of the earth, and these are its characteristics. अगर हम उसकी size की बात करें तो it is 1/4 as compared to that of the earth. Mass, again, it is 1/8 the mass of the earth. ये दोनों ही characteristics important, जितनी भी characteristics दी हैं वो आपके लिए बहुत important है. If we talk about atmosphere, then there is no atmosphere on the surface of the moon. अगर हम उसकी सरफेस की बात करें तो उस पर सॉइल है. देर आर क्रेटर्स एंड माउंटेन्स. क्रेटर्स मीन्स बहुत बड़े बड़े खड्डे हैं. अगर हम बात करें कि हमसे मून कितनी दूरी पे है, देन इट इज 384,403. दैट इज 3 and 2, 3,84,403 kilometer. Time for one revolution around the earth, अगर वो घूमता है, then it is taking about 27.3 days. And the time between two successive new moons, it is 29, which is 709 hours. And the difference between this time is because of the motion of the earth around its own axis. Because earth is also moving, there is a difference of about half day. The day temperature कितना होता है? 110 degree Celsius. And what is the night temperature? -170. -150 डिग्री सेल्सियस। ये इतनी सी बातें हैं। उसके साइज़, उसका मास, उस पर एटमॉस्फेयर कितना है, उससे कितना वक्त लगता है अर्थ के आजू बाजू घूमने में, देन उसका डिस्टेंस हमसे कितना है, दोपहर को मतलब डे टाइम पे उनका टेम्परेचर क्या रहता है, रात को क्या रहता है। ऑल दिस इज द नॉलेज विच यू हैव टू कीप इन योर ब्रेन। उसके बाद आता है द सरफेस। उसके हमने बात की कि उसका सरफेस कैसा होता है। जनरली इफ इट इज़ दोज हु हैव लैंडेड ऑन द मून, दे नो कि उसका सरफेस है वो काफ़ी डस्टी एंड बैरन, and it is having very high mountains and sometimes very big craters khadde of different sizes, and it is having no atmosphere at all. उसके बाद जो कंटेंट है वो है ये, दैट इज द फेसेस ऑफ द मून। कॉन्स्टेंटली हम देखते हैं कि जो आप जनरली इस तरीके से देखते हैं कि अर्थ है, उस पे से हम अगर देखें तो कभी कभी मून है वो कम्प्लीटली आपको दिखता है, कभी वो आधा ही दिखता है, कभी वो पूरा नहीं दिखता है। इट इज़ टोटली डिपेंडिंग ऑन द लाइट विच इज़ फॉलिंग ऑन इट। When the rays of the sun will directly fall on the moon, it is seen as a full disk, completely directly sun के ऊपर सन की रेज अगर उसके ऊपर पड़ेगी तो हमें वो दिखेगा, पूरा ही चांद दिखेगा। दैट इज कॉल्ड एज फुल मून और पूर्णिमा। देन कम्स क्रेसेंट मून, मतलब ओनली ऑन सम पोर्शन ऑफ इट, जब उसकी मूवमेंट होती है, अर्थ की भी मूवमेंट होती है, तब only half of the portion is visible from the earth. That is called as the crescent moon. Only a part of the moon is illuminated, and that is called as crescent moon. Then comes new moon. New moon मतलब क्या, earth and sun they are exactly on the opposite directions, और उस केस में no moon is seen. We cannot see the moon, and that is called as new moon. So these are three phases of moon. या तो हमें पूरा ही चांद दिखता है, that is the full moon, या हमें उसका पोर्शन ही दिखता है, that is called as crescent moon, and या तो हमें मून दिखता ही नहीं है, that is in general Indian terminology it is called as अमावस्या. During the journey, the bright portion of the moon will become smaller, 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 and the moon will you'll stop seeing it, and after that उसके उल्टा होगा, धीरे 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 करके आपको मतलब it will wax its journey from one position to another, and you'll be able to see it little bit bigger and bigger day by day. So this is the way it is going. The 2 weeks period during the Purnima, it is called as Amavasya, it is called as Krishna Paksh, and the 2 weeks during the Amavasya period where it is waxing into Purnima, that is called as Shukla Paksha. Okay, so that is about the phases of the moon. It's 3 phases, that is full moon, crescent moon, and the new moon. And you need to remember the last 2 points, this 2 points. In our further sessions, that is in our next sessions, in our next lecture, we'll discuss about the planets. We are going to discuss about the entire universe, all the 9 planets, that is the 8 planets and 1 dwarf planet. We'll discuss about it in our next particular session. I hope you have understood the content. Thank you so much for listening to me, and have a very good day. Bye bye.